It's that season, I know, festivities in the air. In Delhi, the weather is changing, there is a nip in the air, but then it's the biggest festival that India is getting ready for. Of course, the G20, which is unfolding even as you and I speak, but what is more important is the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Parties are meeting with each other, trying to stitch up alliances, speaking, not getting back, seat sharing, etc., etc. But you know what? When it's a question of revival, or some may say survival, then everything becomes very fair in politics. Let me remind you, it was in July when ex-Prime Minister and JDS Supremo Deve Gowda had said how for the larger good of Karnataka his party may join hands with the BJP to push the Congress back in the state legislature. But when the patriarch was questioned about his party's plans for Lok Sabha elections in 2024, he said very categorically, and I am quoting what he had said, whether we, meaning the party, win 5, 6, 3, 2 or 1 seats, we will fight the Lok Sabha elections independently. We will field candidates only in those places where we are strong after consulting with our workers. That's what H.D. Deve Gowda, the ex-Prime Minister of this country, had said. But in the same way, when Gowda was asked if his party will join any alliance to firm up plans for 2024, he had said the party would decide on its action in future based on the prevailing situation. In the interest of a stable government in the country, we will decide according to the situation that emerges at a particular moment in history. That day, ladies and gentlemen, has arrived and it is now final. The Bharatiya Janata Party and the Janata Dal secular have in principle agreed to join hands in Karnataka for the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. H.D. Deve Gowda recently met with BJP chief J.P. Nadda and also Home Minister Amit Shah to discuss the structure of the alliance. And ex-chief minister and BJP strongman B.S. Yedurappa made the announcement and said the BJP and JDS alliance is final. Sources are telling us that H.D. Deve Gowda, who was the Prime Minister of course between 1996, the month of June and April 1997, had initially sought 5 seats in Karnataka, but after much discussion, the JDS has been offered 4 seats: Kolar, Hassan, Mandya and Bengaluru rural. This move of course follows the JDS's decision to form an alliance with the Saffron Party in Kerala. I am asking you, will this be yet another futile attempt to also kind of involve yourself in the electoral process? I am talking about the JDS. When I started the conversation, I asked you revival, survival. So let us now discuss whether it's revival for the JDS and survival for the BJP or vice versa. Mr. Gowda, one of the main reasons what Vijay Grover was saying, that a lot of your party members may jump ship now because you are now married to the BJP. First of all, there is a vast difference between your ideologies. If you look at it, I mean, we all remember that Santro Ravi case, Nanje Gowda, Uri Gowda, this kind of tutu meme which went on between Kumaraswamy and also BJP, and but basically you are different parties, sir. I mean, you had the support of a lot of minorities. I mean, you were someone who said that everyone is welcome. The BJP plays its cards very, very smartly. I want to ask you, the difference is there, but most importantly the drama which unfolded within the Gowda family this time during assembly elections, the Revanna family, the wife of Mr. Revanna, who will get a ticket, who will not get a ticket. Your party workers are very disappointed. They are saying, we have spent so much time and energy on this party and this family is all the time kind of dominating this. Now they've got a very good reason. They said, very good, now BJP has come, it is time for us to exit. How will you stop the exodus, Mr. Gowda?
Yeah, see, our party, as you said, we have our own ideology, our party ideology is there. Not that we have our own ideology and our own party culture. and we stand by still. We are secular still. Though we are going to join hands with BJP, we will not come out of our party stands. For all these arrangements maybe for the sake of elections, and we of course we need to survive. We need to survive in the elections, and as a party, of course, the kind of support we got
Yeah,
during
yeah.
elections, last elections, we thought we are going to form the government on our own. Wherever
Yes.
Kumaraswamy
Your head
go,
also, your chief said that, sir.
see, that's so. Please wait. Please give me a minute. Wherever Kumaraswamy goes, lakhs and lakhs of people used to gather, and we thought, and our Pancharatna yojana will work out. The last minute and the last month, they have played the card by guarantees one other that have changed the whole thing. But the people of Karnataka are now they are experiencing, and all developmental activities in the state of Karnataka
All
from
right.
last 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
Last
So
three
now,
months,
no,
it
but
has
I
stopped.
really wanted to congratulate you, Mr. Gowda. Thank you for your honesty. I think you are one of the few spokesperson who's so honest. First of all, you said very clearly that we also have to survive. The question, ladies and gentlemen, that I put out to you, Mr. Gowda, thank God, there are people still who are honest. He says survival. We also have to survive, madam. He tells me. They have to survive. Also, you said very well that we had planned very well. Who? The JDS. But then when the Congress came and gave 5 guarantees, we could not do anything. So I think that he's made his point very clear, and also says we will remain secular. He also says that this arrangement is only for the elections. He's made it very, very clear. Professor Chambi Puranik, let me come to you now and ask you that you see what happened in 2007. A lot of youngsters may not remember this whole transfer of power, like the colonial British and the betrayal. The way the betrayal was done, that Yadurappa and Kumaraswamy were at the center of it. They share a bitter relationship, as it were. It was not pleasant, sir. It was most unpleasant. I remember in Bengaluru the kind of drama which unfolded. I want to ask you, with this kind of a background, what is more important than that is, because it is a marriage of convenience. These 4 seats that have been offered to them, Kolar, Hassan, Mandya and Bengaluru rural, sir, things have changed there also, sir. If you look at the assembly elections, I mean, it does not anymore remain the bastion of the Janata Dal secular anymore. Things have changed. How will they revive it now? With the rise of DKS also as a Vokkaliga.
Yeah, the hopes of D.K. Shivkumar becoming chief minister after Lok Sabha elections or after the term which Mr. Sethuraman is holding, when it is completed. There is a possibility. But as you said, it is definitely a marriage of convenience, and the only opportunity for JDS to keep its flock together. But still, as Mr. Grover mentioned, there are many people who may disagree with that. For example, Ibrahim, who represent minorities,
yes,
he may agree, but how will he convince Muslim or minority voters? So that's also a problem with that. But the consolidation of Vokkaliga votes is possible, because many followers of Siddaramaiah say that Siddaramaiah will continue Mr. Siddaramaiah as chief minister for 5 years, and there will not be change. And Shivkumar also is saying that the High Command will decide. His bet is, on the power that Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, and the whatever High Command he mentioned. So that kind of doubt is still there. So in this context, right now, Shivkumar is not going to get majority of Vokkaliga votes in favor of Congress, because as Mr. Sethuraman mentioned, the Lok Sabha elections are totally different, because
right.
The agenda of Lok Sabha election is in terms of national issues and priorities. It is not the guarantees. And even Mr. Modi also has reduced the what is that cylinder price from that heavy price to 200 less also. So such things, they go on doing it. They may reduce petrol tax on petrol also. And now yesterday BJP has tweeted that the central tax is 30 or 13%, whereas the state tax is 38 to 40%.
Right.
So the project is that the state government should come forward. I don't think state will do it because they need money. Already they are in trouble with the
Right.
5 guarantee. And about 52,000 crores they have to mobilize.
Right.
So
Yeah.
therefore,
So
I would say, let us not look it from the point of view of the ideological purity or whatever the kind of resistance that are there. Politics is a game of seizing power.
no, but
After all,
sir, but Professor Puranik, we saw how Bajrang Bali played out. No, you and I were debating. So you see, it's about ideology, your beliefs. So Vijay Grover, this is what I wanted. Professor Puranik says, don't, because he is very right. He says this is politics. But Vijay Grover, I want to ask you about brass tacks. When it actually unfolds, what do you do about cow slaughter? What do you do about NEP, for instance? You know, what do you do about Hindi imposition? You know, Kumaraswamy has come out again and again and said about Kannadiga pride, about Kannada being the mother tongue, etc., etc. Suddenly you have a party with whom you have to kind of, you know, coexist. How do you think they will manage all this? You and I can have a kind of an arrangement, Vijay, but this far and no further. Na, you can't keep selling everything down the Kaveri.
Well, see, Sudha, one thing here I would just want to draw parallels over here. And, the decade that has gone by, we've seen that the regional parties have become stronger. We've seen Mamata Banerjee, she's indomitable. We have seen Stalin, the way he's, come back to power. And we've seen the LDF in Kerala. And, I'm calling it a regional party because its influence over there is so strong. And we've seen, KCR and all that. In a decade of politics, when the regional parties actually had control over the states, it is very shocking and very surprising. And I'm sure that the JDS leaders would be asking themselves this question as to why they could not fulfill the aspirations of the people of the state on issues like language, on issues like Kaveri, on issues like, jobs, and, become, second fiddle to a national party. Now, that is something where, a lot of introspection will have to happen because, as I told you earlier, this time around, the compulsion is more for the JDS than for the BJP. The BJP may gain 2 or 3 seats, which it might otherwise have lost in Karnataka, but there's nothing more to gain. But for the JDS, at a point where it is now standing with, the rift within the family, the rift within the party, and, shrinking voter base, it needs the survival primarily for its own future. And, whether it will be able to negotiate, what if I, hearing on your channel also and other places, if 4 seats is all that they're going to contest, you can, imagine what would be the kind of plight. Because last time around, the kind of performance that the JDS gave, this time around, if with 4 seats, I don't think so they'll have even 5% or 4% vote share in the next elections. And, again, it'll be a matter of question of, the identity even as a regional party rather than a national party tag they've been hoping for.
Absolutely. And Ramesh, this is what I want to come to you, what Vijay said. He says that if 4 seats have been given to them, and I'm very happy that Professor Puranik says that let's not take DKS's rise, or rather the moving away of Vokkaligas very seriously. They still rally around the JDS to a great extent is what Professor Saab said. But I'm asking you, but it has reduced. I mean, we have proof. I mean, Swaroop had a fabulous victory when you talk about Hassan, but the thing is, everywhere else, if you look at it, if you go state by state, it's not been a cakewalk for JDS at all. It's not as if all the Vokkaligas went in droves to DK Shivakumar and therefore the Congress. I'm asking you something. Kolar, Hassan, Mandya and Bengaluru Rural. Bengaluru Rural, please correct me if I'm wrong, it is DK Shivakumar's brother, right, who got it?
Yeah.
Yes? Thank you. Yeah. So look at it. I mean, they could be Vokkaliga bastions, but this is what is happening. Do you think that this election, one should not, but then, I will never say that this party is gone forever. Never ever can you ever say that. Never ever in Indian politics can you say that. But do you think that if what Vijay Grover said, that if it will be reduced further, do you think it will be very tough for the Janata Dal secular to kind of, haul itself up by the bootstraps and come back to the center stage? What with the patriarch really having aged, God bless him, HDK's health failing, and the sons, you know what's happening to Nikhil, and Prajwal has been disqualified. Suraj, of course, is there. But then, how do you look at it? Don't you think it will be very difficult?
Definitely, because that's why I said, right? So it's a win-win for both BJP as well as JDS as far as this alliance is concerned. Most importantly, if you look at it, they have given 4 seats, and imagine it's not just about 4 seats. If BJP comes back to power, and if they have to rely on the alliances, then they have to accommodate the alliances in the cabinet as well. So if that kind of an assurance, not only again, it's not about just Lok Sabha seat, right? And if you're winning, again, they also have to consider the Rajya Sabha nominations and various other things. We wouldn't, neither you nor I would know at this moment what kind of arrangements they have discussed about. But what is important is that if that kind of a situation arises, then JDS have a chance of regaining their lost ground to some degree, right? So that gives them the benefit. So from that perspective, I think what they are doing at this moment is a right decision, I would say. So that is one. And second, most important thing is, of course, you have to defeat Congress and its allies in the state because I mean, if you look at it again and again, even DK Shivkumar or any other leaders. So when you talk about development projects and all, they clearly say, right? Professor was telling that clearly earlier. So they say that no, we are not going to focus on development. Rather, we are focusing on giving this what do you call the
Right, right.
perk, the monthly perks like 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, so whatever they're promising. So they are definitely going to have a lot of challenges, but the election is not very far away. So from that perspective, so they will see how much they can focus on these things, so that the vote they can retain the confidence, and then also
Right.
try to earn more votes
Right.
in the Lok Sabha election as well.